Yes, yes, welcome in everyone. It's the One Burner Bachelor, 37 steps up high above the city, and Mother Nature just won't quit with the sky art. She's, just blessing us with today. It's the One Burner Bachelor, 37 steps up high above the city. Here's my boy Angelo right here. Good morning, bud. Right away, picture of my boy, Hyde Park Emergency Food Pantry. And I misspoke the other day, the Burritos Pizzeria. I think I came across as those two pizzas would still be $15. No, I had that wrong. The pizzas are free, of course, and they're usually a discount price on Sunday through Wednesday, but these are free anytime you want to get them, the two large cheese pizzas. Minuteman Press and TRF Entertainment have become a big supporter, not only here on YouTube, but also on Instagram. Join us on Instagram. That's starting to take off. Many people I started to follow, and it's been great that many people some have started to follow me back, and hopefully more will. Special thanks, of course, to Tom McAlpine US Foods, the Logan Square Barbershop, Boost Mobile, and my artist friend Jim. Just a quick look here at a couple of things. Actually, no, we're going to stay here for a second. Oh, and look at this. Now, it looks like Clown tried to outfox me today. Looks like he may have just put his shirt on backwards because it was so dirty on the front, because I can kind of tell that's not really a pocket holding a spatula. It looks like a piece of tape. Wow, there's maybe an invention for us. So the shirt pocket is now on his back. Oh, maybe we need shirts with the pockets on the front and the back for that one reason. And you could carry stuff on your back in your front shirt pocket. Gosh, maybe the guy that invents smell-o-vision will invent that. All right, so let's get right to it. There's my boy Angelo, and I'm just going to show him once more and show outside again. I haven't posted him yet onto my Instagram, but I took a couple of unbelievable Mother Nature demonstrations of her just making us speechless at times to a few of my friends just on my regular text, and have really got good thumbs up and responses from that. So I'm going to post those on my Instagram, the One Burner Bachelor, right after this episode. So I'm thinking that this may very well be the episode that some may say, wow, the One Burner Bachelor does know what he's doing. Okay, this is what's happening. So I came home last night. Just get a look on the pot now. So I came home last night with a full, frozen, solid young chicken. I put it right in my pot. Let me move some of this stuff around here now while I'm talking. I put it right in the pot, frozen solid. I grabbed a parsnip, this was like a longer than a cucumber, white, solid vegetable. I cut that into 4 cylinders, and I put that right in the pot. I then put in the pot 3 sweet potatoes, skin on. Then 4 onions, which I just cut the ends off and dropped them in there whole. And then 5 or 6 small white potatoes. I cut up a jalapeno pepper, and I just let that all rip for about 4 hours. Then I took the chicken out to make room in the pot and to let it sit so it wouldn't turn to shred and all lousy, as we have learned. And I refrigerated it overnight. And so when I get up in the morning, here we go. Here's one of the gift bags from my great nieces, and one of the apples. Here, oh gosh, I got lemons and pears upside down here. Sometimes I'm not, like I said, my geography is not so good sometimes, but there's a couple of the gift bags from my great nieces from years ago. So what I did was, after the chicken chilled overnight, I took it back out of the fridge, and I took everything that wasn't the breast, and I deboned and peeled up and got all that safe to enjoy, and that's what I put back into my soup, as I guess it is now. Soup. Okay. And then this morning, when I restarted things, I took out the sweet potatoes last night so they wouldn't get all beat up. I just put them back in now for a little bit to get them nice and hot. I put 4 more onions in there this morning to let rip, because of course the onions I had in there last night had kind of fallen all apart. So then what I did was I carefully took out 3 of those onions still whole, and a bunch of that parsnip still whole now in those half cylinders. So what's happening in here right now is that. And what I'm going to do right now, and I'm totally psyched, you know, when you buy that collection of that whole thing of all those kind of kitchen utensils, the plastic ones for $2, I figured out what this one is for. Watch this. By being very careful with it and picking up my sweet potato, my rutabaga, which is still whole, all the juice drains out from underneath it, and I can put it right here in my container. And they're so soft, so I need to be careful. Where's another one? Let's see. We're going fishing. Oh, there's a big one. Catch the big one. Hey, Louie, catch a shark. All right. Oh, trying to keep the camera with one hand and do this with one hand. Oh, Angelo just came running back in. The sun's come out. Thanks, Mother Nature. We'll see you again in a second. So here's sweet potato number 2. Oh, going right up into the to-go container just for now. And I know there's one more in there. Be careful, Roll. You're 2 for 2. Remember in baseball, if I was 2 for 2, I really didn't want to bat the third time because I was happy with 2 for 2. But sometimes you got to try to go 3 for 3. Oh, and look at that. There comes the third sweet potato. Oh, and that's going right in there. Okay, so the 3 sweet potatoes are out safe. So what I'm actually going to do with the sweet potatoes that are whole, and now these white potatoes, which are as soft as can be, yep, I just pushed right through it with this plastic utensil. Oh, so I'm going to now scoop out those white potatoes. 1 potato, the one burner bachelor. We are going to do some singing again. Angelo and I have come up with a song. He's mostly background, and the video part. You know, we'll probably show him a lot more than we show me during this tune. It's actually a remake we've done of an old folk song, I guess you'd call it, that we used to sing whenever we were actually driving from our town to go visit our cousins. And it was about a 15-minute ride, and it seemed like we sang the same songs every trip. And we usually sang on the way there because we were happy. But one of us kids probably didn't behave ourselves while we were at our cousin's house, so it was usually a lot quieter of a ride home. And we sung the same songs. And, you know, we only knew so many words to him. Dad was great at that. He'd sing the first verse of a song and didn't know any others. So later on, he'd say the same verse and all those things you remember. Okay, back to the action. So in the pot, as you can see now, that's actually another piece of the parsnip. I'm going to leave that in there and try to rip that up. The skin, there's a real skin on that, which of course protects it when it's growing. And it was really good. I took a couple of them that were just ready last night, and I kind of had to peel them out almost like a cantaloupe. You know, the skin kind of stayed there, but even the skin itself was good, and that's probably where all the vitamins are. All right, so this is going to be my soup. You can see the chicken that's all kind of falling apart. I put a can of, okay, so cranberries. I don't know if I mentioned that. I put in there last night. So in this, and then I dumped in a couple of cans of corn niblets this morning to kind of start to make the soup after I took some of the whole pieces out of there. And I dumped in 2 cans of meatless Italian red pasta sauce to give it some color, some more flavor, Italianish, tomatoish, and to add some body to the sauce itself. Because all that was in there for the broth was the water and the liquid from the corn and whatever water I had added. And there's a couple cloves of garlic in there. I promise that I will, as I said we are going to start doing here on the One Burner Bachelor, I'm going to start listing all the ingredients in the description. Not really in the title, but in the description. So, and now it's starting to rain with the sun out. Wouldn't it be something if we caught a rainbow? Here comes the rain now. Oh, that would be great. That sun's trying to break through the clouds. Yikes, that would be awesome. Okay, so just back in here for a minute now. So what I'm going to do then is I've got soup and I've got kind of an awesome chicken dinner. So I'm going to make some cups of soup to bring around to the employees at the Hyde Park Emergency Food Pantry who are servicing families today, and whomever else I can see around the city. And then I'm also going to plate up, let me just get the cover on back on here, and then I'm also going to plate up some nice pieces of chicken breast. I tried to put that thing back together. I hope the chicken didn't look like that when he was running around. and some of the parsnip, and some of the whole onions, and a couple of the whole white potatoes, and I'll be very careful with the sweet potatoes. And I'm telling you right now, the jalapeno in there, and the flavor from the corn, and the garlic, oh, I just had some of the broth almost as a tomato soup, thanks to that tomato sauce, and it was unbelievable. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'll take a picture of the final dish, another shot of the gift bags from two of my three favorite nieces, Suzanne and Addie. Hi, Maisie. Oh, it's been great that so many cousins from the old days are actually kind of back in touch with me now that I was able to reach out to one because I found an old phone number Mom had left behind. And you never know. So we've heard again from that wonderful person who has that great TV show out in Burbank, California. Ellen. I don't think she'll be mad now that I mentioned her name. We've actually texted a few times, and it's just been great. This is unbelievable what's started from me just my cell phone camera in one hand and a saute pan in the other and thinking I can cook a little bit. And when I was preparing the meals for myself, I was talking out loud. So I just decided to kind of video it. Angelo came out to see what the heck I was talking about, and things kind of went from there. And now look at the sun just even more creeping through those clouds. If I do get a rainbow in the next little while, I'll post that as my thumbnail for this. And please, continue to view The One Burner Bachelor. Share, subscribe if you haven't, but check us out on Instagram. A couple of those quick videos I put up today, and a couple of these Mother Nature still photos from right here off my balcony, 37 steps up high above the city, around 7 o'clock this morning. Breathtaking and will leave you speechless. Thanks again, everyone. So One Burner Bachelor, please support your local pantry. They all need help, not just before the holidays, but all the time. Thank you to Janet and all the volunteers at the Hyde Park Emergency Food Pantry, and anyone else who volunteers in any pantry around the world. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next time on The One Burner Bachelor.